I had to let go of us, so someone feel alive with them. And yet just didn't see it right.
Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I modified my 2015 Tacoma's OEM front door speakers and turned them into speaker adapters for some new Kicker 6x9 speakers. There are a handful of speaker adapters available on Amazon that you can pick up and use instead. But if you're like me and don't want to wait for those to turn up, then you can actually just convert the speakers that are currently in your door into speaker adapters and use them instead. And it works just as well. And you don't need to buy anything except for a new pair of speakers. I mean, from factory, the speaker and the housing is like one injection molded piece here. But once I picked up these 6x9 speakers and kind of got them next to one another, I noticed that they kind of just fit into each other perfectly if this wasn't here. So I just cut all of this out and was able to maintain the factory like housing bracket here and just drop in the new 6x9 speakers into here. Also just use the wiring that came with the speakers and then just grab some zip ties here to connect it once we're all done. The first step is basically just to trim your wires because we're keeping these. Cut these two speaker wires here, and then we're gonna remove this connector. It's kind of a huge pain in the ass to push this in and get it out. You're gonna need a multi-tool or something like this to do this in order to trim all this plastic, but I just kind of trimmed this up right underneath it, and then it just slides right out. So here's our OEM connector that we're gonna keep, and here's our speaker that we now don't have to be careful when we're trimming all of this awesome quality paper POS speaker. So this part's obviously gonna be a little bit hard to film. You'll get the idea. And we're just cutting straight down through the support arms and then through like the face of the speaker here.
Hey guys, this is Miley. I'm the voice-over girl, and I'm just here to explain kind of what is obviously happening. But what's happening is Stuart is using his multi-tool that I gifted him for Christmas, and I was actually just really glad that I got him such a good gift that he could use to trim these support arms of the oval.
There we go.
Looks like he got it.
So here's your super high quality speaker cone from Toyota. Paper mache here. Yeah, so we no longer need this, thank God. All right, so here we have our used, like new, OEM speaker adapter. Use some zip ties here. So after setting this in, right, fits perfectly. Just where these screw holes are on all four, basically in between the mounting points, the OEM mounting points, all of them. And just drill a couple holes.
All right, on to the next obvious step. We're using a drill to drill some holes, and there's gonna be zip ties in the holes after this. Just wait.
There we go. So now we have our mounting holes. Toss your speaker in and start zip tying it up.
All right, here's the zip ties that I was talking about. Just zip them on in and tie them up. You guys got it.
Now, after all of them are in, you can go ahead and tighten them up all the way.
So let's go ahead and tighten them up all the way.
There we go. Trim it up. Make sure that you get a nice sharp cut like that one. Just really right on the money here. So the next step, just to reinstall the OEM connection. You basically just have to slide it back in. There we go. Then we're just gonna use these included crimp connectors that came with the speakers. So everything you need came with the speakers here. Use some crimp connectors on each of these positive and negative speaker wires. I actually don't even have a crimping tool on me right now, so I'm just using some vices, which work even better. And then obviously tug of war with the magnet there.
This is my favorite part of the video. Look how many times it gets stuck on the magnet. Oh my gosh. Anyways, as you can see, we're vice crimping, but this magnet keeps getting in the way of this little clamp.
All right, solid. Now the fun part is, well, actually we can install our speaker wire that came with. Very straightforward here. That's good enough. It's not like it's gonna be rattling or bouncing around at all. There we go. So now I have those on. Basically the goal here, right, is we have a positive and a negative, and we're just gonna attach these in here. But since it's hard to, like, I still haven't figured out on the driver's side which one of these was positive or negative, so I just set them in on the car and see if it's out of phase and then swap them if it is before crimping them shut on there for good. So let's go check it out. Got some music playing. So we're just gonna take our speaker here and reconnect it. And then, hopefully you guys can see this action here. I'm gonna test if the negative and the positive are on the right sides. That sounds pretty good. That sounded maybe better. It's hard to know. Yeah, I think positive on the right. So now we're just gonna crimp it in. Or not crimp it, but what should we call this? Vice crimping. Get our negative in. It's basic vice crimping here. And now you get to reinstall.
We're attaching this item back onto the door, and we're using, I don't know what that tool is, but that's what we're using. And
just like that. All right, and the last thing we need to do before we wrap up the install is, as you can see, the OEM speaker actually like ended right here flushly. And since we mounted this on top of it, we have like a 1/2 inch protruding. And then on that door panel here, there's this oval cutout that will hit the speaker and you won't be able to pop the door trim back on. So we just have to go through with the multi-tool again and cut this oval out. Then we're good to go. Now from here, we're just going to trim the rest of this oval out of here, and then we'll be good to go.
I don't really know if I liked how Stuart was grabbing this oval in the previous scene. You can honestly scrub back and watch it again. That was so much. But yeah, using the multi-tool and taking this oval off flushly.
There we go. Just like that. Our oval has been removed. We can just go pop it back on the door now, and you're good to go. All right, now we're just gonna throw our weight savings door panel back on. Reconnect our window controls here. Triangle. There you go, just like that. Color's done.
Hey, you talking down on my name on purpose.